Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Beleaf, the Dream Junkie. We are in Houston right now, state of Texas. I'm happy to be here. Just rocked the Dream Junkie show. So, what up?
Cool. Well, I like to ask people their introduction to Christians doing hip hop. If you remember maybe what got you into the music or when you first heard it, whether you were a believer at the time or not.
At the time I first heard Christian hip hop, I think it was 2004. And I was like living with my girlfriend at the time. I wasn't a believer. And a friend of mine gave me the truth, the faith. I'm sure that's like everybody's first introduction. And then he also gave me Shailin, Solus Christus.
Yeah.
And both of those joints were dope to me. But Shailin, for me, I just wanted to know what he was talking about. It had so much depth and so much meaning. And he had so much passion about what he was talking about. I just wanted to know more.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't like cause me to go to church. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, man, this dude could really rhyme and he loves what he's talking about and I want to know about what he's talking about. And I think it was about, I was trying to meet him for like years, and then I would always be like in the same areas and I could never contact him. And then one time in Atlanta at the Man Up Conference, I think we met. And it was just like, you know, he's just a real guy, and I really enjoyed meeting him. So.
Yeah. Did you get to tell him that he
I
was
told him.
Yeah.
I told him, and I'm sure he appreciated it. I just know, you know what I'm saying, like we do different type of music.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just, you know, I don't know if he could consider me a fan, you know what I mean? Because our music is so different.
Yeah.
You know, but I really enjoyed meeting him. It was kind of like starstruck because, like, you know, like I was so far away from God and so far away from him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, dang, like. And every time he drops something, I'm always like the first one to pick it up because I just love his music so much. But I did get to tell him. But
yeah,
he's a great guy and I love his music. So
yeah,
shout out to Shailin.
Yeah. And then you were rapping and DJing at the time?
No. I wasn't a believer. I wasn't a rapper or a DJ. I just was like a fan of poetry.
Yeah.
And you know, I would try to spit a verse, but it always ended the same. It always started and ended the same way. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty bad. And then once I got saved is actually when once I moved out to Cali and started going to church and hanging around like Ruslan, and I actually got to see people love God, and they weren't just you know, these like self-righteous hypocrites that I thought that Christians were.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see them really live life. Then I was like, oh man, like, you know, maybe these guys are not as different as I am, you know. And then, you know, I went to church and I just kind of like was like, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can walk this thing. And God has just been like showing me. That's what actually got, you know, my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like everything changed once I started going to church.
Yeah.
And I actually started rhyming. Like as soon as I got saved, like I started rapping, and I was good.
Yeah.
Back then. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I think I'm okay now, hopefully. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah. And I interviewed John Givez earlier, and he said that his introduction was the breaks and you kind of getting involved with his sister and coming around and hearing some of that music. Do you remember kind of that introduction? Did you try to just press the music to him or the faith walk, or a little bit of mix of both?
Nah, I mean, like for John, it was like he was really, really rough around the edges, you know, and I love I married his sister, you know.
Yeah.
And I love her, and I just loved her, and she had like this love for her brother, and I was just like, well, you know, I'm kind of that guy. I feel like I'm a big brother to a lot of people, and you know, it just became like this thing where he would come around and I would shoot him some songs. Some of them were secular, some of them, you know, just some music I thought, because he was doing music anyway.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, real nasty music, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, baby making music and stuff like that. So I just wanted to expose him to something different, you know? So I wasn't like, here's Lecrae, here's this. And I wasn't like, here's my album, listen to it, you know what I'm saying? It was more just like, hey man, like, maybe you'll get inspired by some, you know, some Coltrane. Maybe you'll get inspired by Sam Cooke. Maybe you'll get inspired by Dwele. Maybe you'll get inspired by Usher's first album. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to put them on to some old stuff. And, you know, I think I might have contributed to some of the soul rebel that he is today. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just, you know, an amazing guy. And he's my brother, you know, like we're like real family.
Yeah.
So we argue and fight like brothers, you know, and so do me and Ruslan. So it's real like a tight-knit, close thing. It's not just like, we're signed to the same label, but we really all go to the same church under the same leadership and the same family, do holidays and stuff like that together. So it kind of gets a little annoying because you're always around them. You know what I'm saying? But it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's great. We make a great team, and the Dream Junkies are definitely better than what the Breaks were, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Where can people find you online?
At Beleaf MEL. So BELEAF MEL. Beleaf Mel.
Yeah. And also, we were just talking about your food thing. What's
Beleafy. So I started a little food Instagram, and I'm gonna make a little cookbook for you guys. But I just wanted to make stuff healthy, like organic, because I feel like I'm an organic MC. Like I always like stuff that comes from the earth, not like weed, but like just stuff that comes from the earth. Like I'm a very earthy person, so organic meat, organic, kale. Like I just like to eat good, and I like to know what I'm eating, and I'm against like GMOs and stuff like that. So I just wanted to bring more awareness to that, and show people that thing, like you can make this stuff. It's not hard to make, and it's good.
Yeah.
So Beleafy, BELEAFY. So check that out. Beleafy.
Dope.